Nintendo Game Talk.
Welcome everyone to Nintendo Game Talk. My name is Coloco, and today I'm going to be reviewing the game Octopath Traveler for the Nintendo Switch. I have to be honest, when I first saw this game appear on a Nintendo Direct, I wasn't that impressed. I just saw 2D sprites and I kind of thought that it was kind of cheap looking. But to my surprise, this has been one of my favorite games on the Switch. I will probably say my second favorite to Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. What can I exactly say about this game that hasn't already been said by someone in a better way? Well, I can't. I can only give my personal impressions and my personal feelings towards it and hope that you can understand where I'm coming from. Let me start by saying that this is a true love letter to a very specific game. Like a lot of games will say that they're a love letter to a certain genre, certain, like 3D platformer. But to me specifically, this is a love letter to PlayStation 1 era RPGs. And I say this because of the obvious graphics that Octopath Traveler has, and the one thing about it that I find most appealing, and that is the music. The music in this game is absolutely stunning. It is so great. It's fantastic. I immediately bought the soundtrack for this game, and I can't say that about any other Switch game. It is so great. And that's the thing, when PlayStation came out, it was just the second major console. You had the Sega Saturn as well, that the games were in CD format. So it was the first time where developers started using actual instruments in their soundtracks. And that's when you got these gorgeous, soundtracks in these games, like a lot of PlayStation 1 RPGs had, because they had more space to work with. They could actually use real instruments and just make it sound better. I feel that the developers of Octopath Traveler really put a lot of effort into their soundtrack. And to me, I saw someone post something today that said JRPGs, half of a JRPG is the soundtrack, and I actually kind of agree with that, because it's got to get you in that mode, in that mood for whatever emotions they're trying to convey. There's not enough facial expressions. There's not enough. The graphics aren't there to really get you in it. So a lot of it is the music that has to get you into the game, and I feel this game does that so well, so incredible. The battle music just gets you pumped, like you just want to get up and punch the wall. And a lot of times, there'll be a part where you're gonna meet your enemy, and it just gets you pumped, man. Like you feel the little tingling in your arms, like, yeah, I'm about to destroy you. You had this coming. When a game can give you that emotion, it's a great game. It's a fantastic game, and that's what Octopath Traveler does. With its soundtrack alone. Now, off of the soundtrack, let's get into its visual aspect. While it is 2D sprites, the whole, and you know this already, if you've seen other reviews, if you've seen the game, the whole entire world is rendered in 3D. Well, not everything. There's also, trees and stuff are also 2D, but it just has such a cool, different, distinct, unique look to it. And it's so great that games can come out and do this, especially large third-party games like from Square Enix can still come out with original ideas. This is what we need more in video games. It's just unique ideas, not just by indie developers, but by large third-party studios like Square Enix. A lot of times you're gonna get to a certain place, you can see the enemy already, or the people they're waiting for you to trigger the cutscene, right? It just looks so cool. It looks like you have your toys there sitting, like you're a little kid and you have all your toys there sitting in a little scenario, and you're about to go play with those toys. And that's what it looks like when you're about to go enter that scene and the scene plays out. It just, these little touches, graphically speaking, are just, it's just a beautiful game to look at. So unique, and it never gets tiring. I really did think that once I started playing it, I would just get tired of the 2D look. But 80 hours in, and I'm still loving it. I still love the fresh, unique look that this game has to offer. Now, as far as the story goes, there are a couple things that were done differently in this game. I don't think it's to its detriment, and that's that you have 8 different characters, 8 different unique stories. They don't really ever merge together. It's still a unique story for each individual. Now, there are parts where you can have like travel banter. I think it's called that. And while the story's going, you could press this button and you could see a scene between these characters. So you still have interaction between the characters. And that's great. I love that they put that in there, because some of those scenes are not only just the most hilarious. It could be the most hilarious scenes, but it can also show you, give characters more depth when they interact with each other. So I love that they added those scenes in there. I think that's really important. I wish that they would have interacted like in real time, but again, this is a completely different take. I love different takes. I love when, these developers take risks and do different things. So I don't think it's to its detriment. I actually enjoyed that there was just a very unique way of fleshing out these stories for each individual character. And finally, I'm going to talk a little bit about the gameplay. And the gameplay for Octopath Traveler, it is turn-based gameplay, but the way that they have it set up is so engaging. It's so entertaining. It never gets old. The gameplay never grows stale. You have a certain boost that you have that you earn battle points for each turn that goes by. No matter what you do, you're automatically going to get that battle point. And you get up to 5 battle points. Well, you can boost your character up to 4 times, and whatever attack or whatever spell you cast or whatever technique you use, your skill you use, you can boost it and it becomes a lot stronger. So even with healing stuff, you can heal your characters more. If it's a skill where you can double down your defense, you can actually do it for more turns. If it's normally like 3 turns, you can boost it and it's 6 turns, stuff like that. So you can use this. It's very deep in a strategy sense. It's you have to think about every single move before you do it. On the top right, the top left, and in the middle of the screen, you will see the character order and how they're going to attack. So you can also break any enemy. So they will have certain weaknesses that you have to figure out, and then you can break their defenses and they become incapacitated, and that's when you try to deal all your damage at those 2 turns or that turn and a half or whatever it is that it's very compelling, and it's very satisfying when you deal out those level 4 skills and attacks, especially because whenever you go up to level 4, your characters say like certain phrases, that just get you pumped. That's another thing that I forgot to mention, is the voice acting in this game is absolutely amazing. Everybody here does a fantastic job. I just wanted to throw that in there. I think that's all I have to say about Octopath Traveler. I could talk about this game literally for another half an hour, but I have to keep it condensed because I want my videos to not be super long. But if I had to give this game a rating, I'd have to give it a 9.5 out of 10. It's just so great. It's anybody. It's very good. Anybody who is mildly interested in turn-based RPGs should take a look at it. If the look throws you off, then you're probably never going to like it. That's a thing. Some people don't like the 2D aspect of it. But for me personally, I grew up with PlayStation 1 RPGs. So this was right up my alley. This is my second favorite game on the Switch besides Zelda Breath of the Wild. It is the best RPG on the Switch, in my opinion. So for those RPG fans, you gotta pick this up, cop it, as soon as you can. It is a blast to play, and I'm 80 hours in. I finished all the stories, all the main stories of all the characters, and I'm still doing side quests. So this game's probably it could give me another 80 hours if I keep playing it. So what did you guys think about my review of Octopath Traveler? Do you agree with me? You disagree? What did you like about the game, or what did you dislike? Let me know below. And if you like this video, please hit that like button, hit subscribe, and stick around for more. Later!